What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Mairis Briedis versus Jai Opetaia, and this was a 12-rounder for the IBF Cruiserweight World Championship, and this fight was Saturday, July 2nd, from the Gold Coast Convention Center in Broadbeach, Australia, and this fight was broadcasted on ESPN Plus in the United States, and in this fight, Jai Opetaia was able to get a big upset unanimous decision victory over Mairis Briedis. So I personally scored this bout 116 to 112 in favor of Jai Opetaia. I did agree with two of the judges who also scored it 116 to 112 in his favor, and the third judge scored this bout 115 to 113 also in favor of Opetaia. So Opetaia came into this fight as a big underdog. He was able to box, also fight very well in mid-range too. He fought a very, very good fight, and he just simply outworked Mairis Briedis. He had a broken jaw during this fight. It seems like it was broken. He wasn't able to really talk in the post-fight interview because of his jaw and the severity of that injury. But then Briedis was also bloodied up as well. This was a very, very good, and this was a very, very good and eventful fight, and it really was a war. A very good fight. And it was really a fight that was fought between two halves, as the first half was really all Opetaia. Then the second half, Brady started making it more competitive, contrary to what I thought would happen. I thought the opposite would happen, but I still thought Briedis would edge it, but he did not. So, round one out of the first six was the only close round. Opetaia was sort of coming out there, coming forward a little bit in that round. Briedis also had some of his action in there as well, but it was really just a feel-out round, it looked like, so it could have went either way. But then in round number two, Opetaia came forward a bit, looked very solid. Round three through round six, Opetaia started working on Briedis. He was landing some nice combinations, body-head combinations, 1-2s, jabs from the outside. I mean, he was working very, very well from rounds 3 to round 6. That's why I gave him all of those rounds. And after the first 6, I had him up 60 to 54. So then in round 7, Briedis actually started landing some nice solid combinations on Opetaia because he started to become more aggressive. And same in round number 8 as well, he was landing some more combinations on Opetaia and looked like he started to have some more openings. But then in round number 9, it looked like Opetaia's round because he started to land some more jabs a bit, started to box a bit better than earlier, and I gave him that round as well. So, yeah, then in round number 10, Briedis landed some nice right hands. I gave him that round for that very reason. It seemed like he started to outwork Opetaia in the later rounds of the fight. Round 11, Opetaia did have a very, very strong end to a round that Briedis seemed like he was winning, but I edged it to Opetaia because he landed some nice shots by the end of the 11th round. And then in round number 12, I gave it to Briedis because he was really coming forward a lot in that round, and he had some good aggression, and it seemed like Opetaia knew that he was going to win, because one, he was in his hometown. Obviously, the thing is a hometown decision, but he was really the right man to win the fight. I mean, he won enough rounds where you could say he was the winner. So, yeah, there was a point in round 12 where Opetaia went down, but no punches were landed. It was just a slip, but I gave round 12 to Briedis because of his pressure. So, yeah, I mean, I gave this fight to Jai Opetaia. So comment down below your thoughts on the winner, your thoughts on this upset, and how you scored this fight if you did watch it. So, yeah, this is a very, very big win for Jai Opetaia, and that goes into the question, what is next for him? Now he is 22-0 with 17 knockouts, undefeated world champion, just winning that IBF world title over the best number 1 cruiserweight in the world now. BoxRec does have him number 1, so, yeah, there's a lot of options. I think in his next fight, even though he normally fights in Australia, since I don't really know what promotion he signed with, I mean, he could go over to the UK and fight Lawrence Okolie. I mean, that's a big option, but it's definitely slim. He could fight Ilunga Makabu for the WBC title as well, but I mean, that's also slim considering he hasn't made a defense yet. But there could also be a rematch between these two, considering Briedis was the long reigning number 1 in the cruiserweight division, won the Super Series, was also able to win multiple world titles in the past couple of years. So, I mean, the rematch could definitely happen, but I do not think they did have a clause, but it definitely could, just based on the fact that this was a good fight, and it could definitely sell again in Australia. So another option obviously could be for Opetaia, someone just inside like the top 5 in the IBF rankings. Like, I know that's too general, but I mean that's what normally does happen. The champion does defend his title against someone um, inside the top 10, top 5 before, or in the top 10 or top 5 in the IBF rankings or whatever ranking their sanctioning body is before unifying or something like that. But as for Briedis, I definitely a rematch could be in his future, or he will most likely, if not getting that rematch, he could go back to Latvia, take on some lower level opponents, or wherever in Eastern Europe, maybe Western Europe, wherever in Europe, he'll probably take on some lower level guys before. Like, he might take on one guy with like a losing record, destroy him in a round, then get called up by DAZN to fight like a main event against like Okoli or someone like that, like a big fight. But nonetheless, he's still a top 3 cruiserweight in the world. So overall, Jai Opetaia upsets Mairis Briedis, getting a unanimous decision victory to stay unbeaten at 22-0 and to become the new IBF Cruiserweight World Champion. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.